What's going on, my good people? Mike Hidalgo here. Thank you for joining us on another FCP Euro DIY. Today we're going to be working on a 2018 Volvo XC90. Today on the XC90 behind me, we're going to be covering how to replace your cabin air filter. In front of me we have a Hanks unit which is available on fcpo.com, which also happens to be part of a kit that we have listed on the site. It's a 40,000 mile service interval kit which comes with all the filters and fluids needed to service your XC90 every 40,000 miles. If you're interested in that, be sure to click the link in the description below. We recommend you do this service every 15 to 30,000 miles, 10,000 miles in extreme circumstances. And if you want to learn a little bit more about the cabin air filter and why it's so important, be sure to click the link in the description below where our very own Ben Morawski takes you into the deep and exciting world of cabin air filters and everything you need to know about them. But before we get started on this DIY, let's take a look at some of the tools we're going to need for this job. For this job, you're going to need a T25 bit and either a ratchet or driver, whichever one you're going to be using. Today we have a 1/4" ratchet with a T25. It's a bit extended, doesn't necessarily need to be. In some extreme cases, though, you may want to consider having a vacuum handy, just in case there's a lot of debris in the filter or in the area that you're going to be working with. Now with that, let's go ahead and get started on this DIY. All right, my good people, we are in the passenger compartment of the XC90 on the front here. To get to our cabin air filter, we have a panel to remove here first that's held in by two T25s. So let's go ahead and get those off first. With those off, we can pull this panel down. Just like so. We can go ahead and get this out of the way. Now with the panel off, we have better access to the bottom of our cabin air filter here. You can see there's a small hose that goes to the lid. And we have two locks, one here and one here that we want to rotate. So to get those, we're going to go ahead and rotate like so. So it unclips from here, and that's turning it clockwise. And the same thing to the second one. And we have a locking tab on the very end. Then we can pull it down. As you can see, we have a ton of debris falling out, so this was certainly due for a replacement. And with this out of the way, we can pull this filter down. It's important to note the orientation of the arrows so that the new filter goes in the same way. Oh yeah, this is bad. You can see all the debris that's coming out of it. It's a little bit hard to see, but you can see it has an arrow. In this case, when the filter came out, it was curved like this. This arrow was pointing at the front of the car. So when we put a new one in, we want to make sure that the arrow lines up pointing towards the front of the car. Yeah. So we have our new filter here. Arrows are pointing down. So we're going to go ahead and rotate it so that those arrows are pointing towards the front of the car. And just kind of fold the filter so that it fits into our housing here. It's a bit curved. And then before we install this lid, we're just going to go ahead and vacuum this up as there is a ton of debris in here. Okay, now that we have our filter situated in our housing, we can go ahead and reattach this lower cover. There is a tab on either end, similar to this one here, that clips on either side of the box. Wait for those two clicks and lock your two locking tabs. And then with that, we can take our lower panel once more, clip it into place, then reinstall our two T25s. All right, both T25s are in. We're just gonna go ahead and snug them up gently with our ratchet. You don't need to be super tight. All right, my good people, that is going to conclude this DIY for today. Overall, a pretty straightforward job on the XC90. Certainly an important one to know, even though it's a simple one. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments on what we did today, leave those in the comment section below. And if you like this DIY and you want to see more like them, please consider subscribing. We make new ones all the time. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.